Hey there folks, Wrel here. I've been playing a lot of PlanetSide 2 lately, and I found that getting certification points can take forever, if you don't know how to do it properly, that is. Now, I'm a fan of exploring the game world, and I like screwing around more than grinding to the next battle rank, but if you're really working on grabbing a new weapon or upgrade, here are some tips that can help. One certification point is given to you at every 250 experience, so killing an enemy player is about 125 experience, so if you're killing one person every minute, you can pull a cert about every 2 minutes. That's 30 certs an hour, and if you're looking for some new equipment, the average weapon cost is about 700 certs, so you're looking at about 23 hours to grind out a single weapon, and that's not exactly fun. But fortunately, there are some ways to crank up your cert count without resorting to questionable cross-faction tactics. That's right folks, we're focusing on legitimate strategy in this video, so if you are looking for a way to exploit the system, you won't find it here. I want to talk about 3 specific strategies that you can use to crank out certs and how you should go about it. In short, they're racking up kills, playing support, and capping. Now before I go into specific strategies, I want to lay some general guidelines for you. Rule number 1 is go where the battles are. On the big map you'll see major hot zones where a lot of combat is taking place. Just drop into these zones or make your way over there. Rule number 2 is fight from the outskirts. Now I've always played like a berserker, you know, first one in, first one to die, because hey, someone has to grow some balls and take the hit. But if you're grinding certs, you want to be one of the pansies in the background. So find a group of allies and use them as a meat shield. And rule number 3 is to spot everything. By default, the Q key will mark the locations of an enemy, and you'll pick up points if the spotted target dies. Same goes for damaging an enemy, so damage and spot everything you can, because every little bit of experience adds up. That said, by far the easiest way, in my eyes, to get certs is to rack up kills, and the easiest way to do that is to get in a tank or a sunderer. If you're watching this, chances are you don't have upgraded weapons, but if you're debating on what you should buy, there are generally 2 paths you want to follow. The best targets for a tank to take down easily are groups of infantry and hovering air targets, and there are weapons that are suited for either task, so avoid enemy tanks unless they're easy kills, and don't bother with the mosquitoes buzzing around either. A group of enemies hiding behind a sunderer is a bucket full of experience just for a couple of shots. Same goes for enemy galaxies or even liberators. They're like slow moving jackpots. But if you're not so keen on mobile armor, then there are a couple things you can do as infantry. Heavy assaults are great for mowing down groups of infantry or vehicles, and the easiest way to do either of these is to abuse the crap out of the rocket launcher. Set up near a sunderer and just lob rockets at bottlenecks and vehicles. When you run out of ammo, just open up the sunderer and resupply yourself. It's worth noting that each weapon will also give you medals after a certain number of kills with them, and then it will reward you a handful of certs for doing so. So this is a good option to keep in the back of your mind. Lastly, sniping as an infiltrator or using the engineer's turret are also good ways to rack up experience via kills. But if you're not the most skilled player or just really like helping others, then you should probably go the support route. Both medics and engineers can rack up experience almost as quickly as a skilled shooter can in a firefight, and there are a couple reasons for this. If you resurrect an ally as a medic, you get around 90 experience, and if they accept the revive, you'll also get a chance to fill up their health because they don't resurrect with a full bar. Playing as medic does take some finesse, as you're likely to be shot at, so you want to be very aware of where the enemies are coming from, so you can try your best to sit behind cover. As an engineer, ammo supplies are a great way to pick up some experience points, and the best places to put your ammo packs are in high traffic areas, so like doorways and around capture points or in groups of allies that are already hanging around. That way, if an ally is missing anything, they'll accidentally pick up some extra ammo and it's a win-win. Secondly, repair absolutely everything you can. Allied vehicles, turrets, and maxes will all need repairs sooner or later, and if you're taking over a base, you can run around to all the destroyed panels, generators, and turrets to patch them up as well. Repairing seems to give you a small amount of experience per interval, but it measures up very quickly. The last and most boring way to grind certs is to join a party who is back capping. And what that means is they're going to an unoccupied or low population zones and then recapturing them, then moving on. I don't personally feel this is worth it, as bases are, they convert very, very slowly, and real experience only comes from capturing a bigger base. Easiest way to join in on the fun is to open up the social menu, then look for capping squads and joining one of them. If you don't feel like joining a squad, you can probably find a galaxy hanging around your warp gate just waiting to fill up, and people usually use the Yell channel to advertise it. The upside to the long boring process of attacking uninhabited zones is that sometimes you'll run across stragglers, which are easy targets. Eventually, once people start to notice that all their tiles are turning a different color, they'll come to investigate, which usually results in bigger fights, which are even more interesting. I think that about covers the legitimate ways to quickly grind certifications. If you found this video interesting or helpful, please feel free to like, subscribe, and share it, and if you have any ideas of your own about grinding certifications, or just want to share what has worked well for you in the past, leave a comment below. And that is all. Thanks very much, folks. Wrel signing off.